Hello everyone, I am Arunav and I hail from Ambikapur, Chhattisgarh. Currently, I am a first year medical student from Vinnitsa National Medical University of Ukraine. Regarding my association with Inspiring Mindz, I was among around 13 lakh students who appeared for NEET 2018. But unfortunately, my scores weren't good enough. So naturally, I looked out for other options, which were to either take a year off or either to look for a reasonably affordable college, which is way harder to find in India but are much more common outside India. So I started looking up some things on the internet, and most of the results directed towards either Russia, Ukraine or China. But in Russia and China, the problem that we will all face was at some point you will have to study in native language. So naturally I went for the option that was best suited for me, which would be Ukraine. So I decided to look up some more things about Ukraine and did my research about Ukraine, and I came across a post by Dr. Ashray Khanna on the platform Quora. During my research, I found that Ukraine just might be the best option for me. So I decided to have some conversations with Dr. Ashray, as his email ID was listed below the said post. Now, after the conversation, I was totally convinced that going to Ukraine is the best option for me. But as you are going across seas, the parents are naturally very worried about the idea, and so my parents weren't agreeing to send me to Ukraine for my higher studies. So I encouraged them to have conversations with Dr. Ashray. Now, after thorough back and forth and thorough conversations with Dr. Ashray, my parents were a bit much more reluctant towards sending me to Ukraine. Eventually, I came across an agreement with my parents that was, if I secure a good marks on the scholarship test that was being conducted by Inspiring Mindz at the time, I would be allowed to go to Ukraine, and they would rather more than be happy about me going to Ukraine. So I studied hard, and surprisingly I scored a good marks in scholarship test, which not only boosted my morale, not only boosted my parents' morale, but also let me study first semester for free. So now that all the problems regarding going to Ukraine were cleared off, the problem remaining at hand was admission process. Now, admission process sounds like a hassle, but if you go with Inspiring Mindz, which I did, the process was very smooth. Me and my friends faced absolutely no problem for the process, to which I am very thankful to Ayush sir. Now that we went through all this process, the last thing that remained was finally going to Ukraine. So the day before we left India, one more surprising thing was a ceremony, an orientation ceremony conducted by Inspiring Mindz. In there, we also came across one of the India's most prestigious MCI coaching classes, and we were informed that we would be having our MCI classes from the very first year, which gives us an edge over a significant amount of participants. Now that everything was going fine, we went to Ukraine, and as per my experience in Ukraine, it has been lovely thus far. I have absolutely faced no problems. The curriculum is on par, the teachers are excellent, and the hostel is very well. Plus the surrounding is, I think, one of the most loveliest surrounding across the globe, and you would face no problem, absolutely no problem. Now, regarding studies, I am also associated with a WhatsApp group which keeps me up to date with every information going around in the medical world, all thanks to Dr. Jashan. And lastly, I'd like to say that my experience in Ukraine has been just mesmerizing, and if you want to go to foreign countries, please look up for Ukraine and go along with Inspiring Mindz, as it will be the best option for you, as you will not have to worry about anything.